Welcome to the Hemlock State Explorer. Today we're in Birdsboro in Berks County, Pennsylvania, exploring the abandoned Route 82. What you see here is Hay Creek. Flows along some cliffs through this area. So the story with Route 82 is in 1987 there was a hurricane that flooded significant sections of Birdsboro, and this road was washed out and a bridge was destroyed, several bridges actually, and the residents got accustomed to just bypassing this area and decided to never rebuild the road. Route 82 was decommissioned, and now it's a very popular walking spot. There's an abandoned quarry here that's actually one of the premier rock climbing destinations in the area. People from all over come here. It's also just a really cool area to explore. There's a reservoir, abandoned buildings. You can see what we're walking on is the old asphalt surface of the road with nature taking over. You see just brush on either side of the road. There used to be a house to our right that we just passed that was torn down a few years ago. Now it's been totally reclaimed by nature. So up ahead is a creek crossing, but we'll take the dry crossing, which is a bypass that goes up on some cliffs. We're taking the bypass up around the hill, not really to avoid getting wet, but because this is just a really cool trail. You'll see at the top that we'll be walking right on a narrow ledge and get some cool views of the quarry. So I'm glad you're with us today. The parking lot was packed. I saw a horse trailer, so this must be a popular spot for horse riding. Saw tons of climbers with climbing gear. No doubt they're going to the old quarry. Just letting you take in the views and the sounds. We're heading uphill. Let's reconvene when we're at the top and you can see the ledges. Just a short few minutes walk up the hill, we're at the Ridge Runner Trail. I really like this trail on account of the narrow ledge and the outcroppings. You can get some nice views of the quarry. You hear the sound of the water down below, that's Hay Creek. Here we are opening up to a view. You can see somewhat through the trees the quarry to the left. Can't really see too much of it on account of the foliage, but look at that trail. This is a fun trail. There's actually a ledge down there. Looks like some poison ivy to walk through, so we won't go there right now. Here's a better view of the quarry. William Byrd, who founded Birdsboro, was an iron master, and the Byrd family became a prominent iron family along with many others in the area. We're actually not too far from Hopewell Iron Furnace, which is one of the best preserved examples of an iron plantation. We're also near Joanna Furnace. Cornwall Iron Furnace is not far from here, and then there's many remnants of smaller furnaces or furnaces that have been reclaimed by the woods and time, hidden throughout this area. It's a really interesting place to explore. Southeastern Pennsylvania was actually the iron capital of the world in the colonial days. the abundance of high quality iron ore plus limestone for the flux and hardwood forest for the charcoal really made an ideal situation for the manufacture of iron ore, or manufacture of iron rather, which was essential for the birth and growth of our nation. If you think about it, it was used for everything from cookware to weapons to tools, really necessary for the survival of the colonies. Here we're coming on an old abandoned structure. I think it's related to the quarry. There's a trail up there to the climbing area. We'll go up there in just a minute, but let's check out this old structure. Some windows down here. The opening's in here. I'll just turn this corner. Shall we? Looks like there was a door here at one time. I suspect this was for the cracking or storage of stone. There's a piece of equipment here. And maybe the township is storing equipment here, or the borough. Interesting place. Looks like some climbers up ahead. Let me turn around and get a good picture of this. Yeah, there it is. The old quarry structure, whatever that was. We're at the old quarry and climbing area. It's very popular, well maintained. The quarry's filled in with water down below. I saw some people fishing. Okay, I see some people up ahead. Lots of activity today. There's the quarry to our right. You can see the teal water through the trees.
I don't know where it leads to. It gets a little creepy in this section above here.
There's another trail down that way. Let's go around here. We'll get a good view of the quarry to our right. And we'll check out some more climbing sections below. Actually, just beyond this concrete retaining wall, there's another climbing section. What a beautiful day. Lots of activity here. All right, let's head back to the other climbing section. So I don't know if you could see it. We'll put a picture up. But there's actually a pistol range down at the end of that drive. I believe the Birdsboro police might use it for practice. There's someone climbing. Some water trickling down the cliff immediately in front of us. We've just come from the rock climbing area, and you can see the gravel trail is rejoining with an asphalt section. This is the old Route 82. There's also lots of bikers here today. One of the great things about this area is there's so much to do. There's biking, there's the premier rock climbing, hiking, horse riding, fishing, and just plain exploring. Actually just passed a young man with his 2 boys fishing. Let's go take a look here. So here's Hay Creek. Used to be a bridge right there, destroyed. So here you can do a wet crossing. If you actually see, there's a pipe crossing the creek. That's about as shallow as it gets. But just beyond that is a dry crossing via a wire bridge, really just a wire for your feet and a wire for your hands. We'll plan on taking that on the way back. The reason we didn't go there on the way here is because I wanted to show you the Ridge Runner Trail. I just like how narrow the trail is, running on the cliffs and the views of the quarry. But now we're reconnecting with the old washed out Route 82 heading south with Hay Creek gurgling on our left. So we have a multitude of options from here. This actually connects with the Horseshoe Trail, which runs from Valley Forge in the south, and the northern terminus is up by Fort Indian Town Gap, where it hooks up with the Appalachian Trail. But my plan is to loop around 2 reservoirs and then down to the other parking lot. So we started at the parking lot that is closest to Birdsboro on the north, and then there's another parking area to the south a few miles down. This is a really nice place for families. As you can see, it's easy walking right here. I highly recommend it. Like I said, there were a number of families out fishing and just walking around. We're coming to an abandoned bridge. This one looks intact. Here's some bikers behind us. I'm really thankful for this area. There's Hay Creek. We turned off of the old Route 82 up at that waterworks section and have been following a narrow strip of land with, looks like a canal. I don't think it is a canal, but that's what it looks like. The body of stagnant water, let's call it, to our left, and Hay Creek to our right. Just in walking by here, at least a dozen things have jumped in. probably most of them frogs, it sounded like. One or two of them sounded larger, maybe turtles or something else, or snakes. Yeah, there's a frog. It just jumped in. So if you want to find a place for the kids to catch frogs, doesn't look like there's poison ivy in here, at least is the section that we walked, but that brush is just loaded with critters for the kids to catch. Looks like there's a dam up to our right. So this is Hay Creek. Ton of poison ivy, watch out for that. We just came up from the waterworks section next to Hay Creek. There were actually 3 young men fishing there. One of them grabbed a huge crayfish out of Hay Creek. It was probably pushing 4 to 5 inches long. So anyway, if you want the kids to catch crayfish, that would be a good place too. It was at the little dam in the video. We're back on Route 82, and this is a section we call the Graffiti Highway, reminiscent of the old Route 61 Graffiti Highway up in Centralia. But this will extend down to the southern terminus where the other parking lot is. If you want to get to the rock climbing area, the northern terminus is probably closer, although there is that cable crossing which we'll hit on the way back, Lord willing. This way is a bit of an easier walk, or you can bike in on the road here. You see on the right the guardrail and the vegetation overtaking the road. So far on this trail we've seen something for everyone. If you're just looking for a nice easy walk, as you can see, there's an old paved road to walk on. There's the more challenging walk up the hill to the Ridge Runner Trail, or as we'll see shortly, Lord willing, the Reservoirs. Also connects with Horseshoe Trail. Fishing, rock climbing, biking. And this is just a beautiful day. I don't know how much you can tell by looking at the leaves, but there's a very pleasant breeze blowing. Thankful to be here. I hope you can make it out here if you get the opportunity and find yourselves in southern Berks County. We're at the southern terminus of the old Route 82 trail, and as you can see there's parking at this end. It's mostly along the road parking, but the road is pretty much unused except for this purpose. So there's a whole crop of poison ivy. So just be careful if you go off trail or walk near the edges of the trail here. This section of Pennsylvania tends to get overrun in certain parts during the summer months with poison ivy. But at any rate, if you park on the southern terminus, it'll be along the road parking, but there really isn't much traffic that comes down here. There are a few houses along the road before the gate, before the road is closed, but really no one would ever come down here unless you live here or you're accessing this trail. You can see the road is pretty rough looking here. You still see the lines on part of it. The asphalt is still to our right, but the left side towards the creek is eroding away. The guardrail is in the weeds. Actually, right here, the whole road has just collapsed and washed down into the creek. Yeah, you see the guardrail over there, and a big chunk of the road missing right here. I wonder how much longer this road will last. We're in the Graffiti highway section, as I call it. Hay Creek to our left. Yeah, here's another section of the road just washed away, the edge of the road. And then the bank to Hay Creek. So, apart from our side excursions, it really only is 1.5 miles from end to end, from the northern gate to the southern gate. And it's a very easy walk too. Here's some more graffiti. We turned aside east from Route 82 up to one of the reservoirs, and here we are. I love the pines lining the peaceful water. Let me get a good pan for you. So as you can see, we're standing on the breast of the dam, and there's a trail that loops around. So there was a bit of excitement on the way up here. I was behind 4 horse riders taking a leisurely ride up around the lake, and a police vehicle, this truck here, and then a UTV with flashing lights came up here. I have no idea what's going on. So maybe we'll see some police activity up here. So there's the police vehicle that passed us on the way up. I have no idea what's going on, but that's the trail that leads up here. In any case, we'll continue our journey, take in this pine stand. See the lake to the left through the trees. Because this is a reservoir, there's certainly no swimming allowed. I don't think fishing is allowed either, but I'm not certain of that. This is a pleasant trail. I like the pine needles on the floor beneath the trees. Coming to a little opening up here. We should get a nice view of the lake. Looks like a little bridge and a stream flowing into the lake. There's the dam that we were standing on. for the horse riders up ahead that I was following in. This would be a nice spot for a picnic.
Are you guys all right to go by them?
This is wonderful. Too bad you can't be here with me. You just get so much more. The video really doesn't do it justice. You can see the waves from the breeze on the lake, the pine trees swaying in the wind. I feel the breeze coming off the water. It's glorious. The sound of the birds, the sound of the breeze. I'm loving this pine stand. So as you may know, much of Pennsylvania has been deforested in its history, and pretty much all of southeastern Pennsylvania, where we're located right now. And pine stands like this are an indication of replanting efforts. Pines tend to grow quickly and don't necessarily need the best of growing conditions or soil, so they were often used to reforest cleared land. And being as close to we are as the heart of iron country in southeastern Pennsylvania, you can be certain that this was deforested for charcoal. But here it is now, and this is glorious. Really could not ask for a better day. There's a side trail. I believe that leads up to French Creek State Park and Hopewell Furnace. We'll continue the loop around this reservoir and then plan on looping up around the other reservoir. But that's a future adventure for another day, is taking the Horseshoe Trail to French Creek State Park, Hopewell Furnace, St. Peter's Village, Warwick Park, and whatever else is out that direction. But for now, we're going to enjoy this beautiful reservoir and the pine stand and old Route 82 running south of Birdsboro. We're at the other reservoir, standing on the breast of the dam, and there's a trail that makes a circuit around the reservoir. Not nearly as big as the other reservoir we were at today, and whereas the other one was a shaded pine stand, this one is significantly more open. Let's take a walk around and see what it's like. As you can hear, the breeze is still blowing. The sky is, well, that speaks for itself. Okay, here's a trail that runs along the edge. In the shade too. I don't know how well you can hear that, but there was a train in the distance. Still active railroads in this area. In fact, this is World War II weekend at the Reading Airport, and we've been seeing some amazing planes from the World War II area flying overhead. If I get a good view of them, I'll take a video. And here we are on the other side of the reservoir. Walk through a little wooded area. Again, many side trails. So this will certainly, Lord willing, be a place for future exploration. We've come down from the second reservoir after completing that circuit, and as you can see, we're in a more wooded area, in a ravine actually, following the stream from the reservoir down to Hay Creek. Just wanted to share the character of this trail because it's a bit different than where we've been before. This is a beautiful sunny day, and I'm thankful to, as much as I enjoy being in the sunshine, thankful to be down in the shade a little bit after being up at that open reservoir. You can see we're under a canopy of mountain laurels and gray birches, American beeches, tulip poplar, a little cascade down there. I can't really get a good shot of it from up here. But if you're out here on your own at some point, you can check it out for yourself. And this is interesting. I wonder if these are just rocks, or is this... No, it's actually foundation. I see rocks, large rocks stacked up on each other. So here's a foundation of something. Let's continue down this path and see if there's anything more. So I imagine streams like this back in the pre-industrial times were probably used to power mills. Huh. Wonder what this means. Okay, I think I know what it means. Well, check out this bike ramp. This is hardcore. So, would you do it? I'm half tempted to make a running jump, but that's all poison ivy lining the ledge. So we're at probably what was a mill, a dam for a mill, and down there you can see the bridge that crosses this tributary to Hay Creek. But this is cool. I want to get a picture of this ramp, so just hang in there for a second. Okay, now we're following the trail along the tributary to Hay Creek. The dam we were just up on is to our right. So it looks like my guess might be correct. There was probably a mill here at some time. Yeah, take a look to our right and you'll see what we were just on top of. So that's the jump. Would you make it? Go back up the embankment again, being very careful of poison ivy. There's so much of it right here. I think it's inevitable that we've gotten into some of it. So thankfully I'm wearing long pants. So just be aware if you do go here, and I recommend you do, just be aware that there is a ton of poison ivy lining the trails. Let's check this out. Here's a little dam on Hay Creek. Okay, so that concrete up there is where the, what did I call it? I called it the canal. It's not really a canal, but that's what it looked like. And up there were the three teens who pulled the crayfish out of here. That's a soothing sound. Let me take a photo, then we'll continue on our journey. Again, here's another side trail. So there's I believe, a larger trail that goes up the hill and completes a circuit up around the second reservoir, the open one. And I believe there's a trail also from there at the top of the hill all the way back to the parking lot where we started on the north end of this trail. But for now we're walking along Hay Creek to our left in a shaded area, cooler area, a flat raised area next to Hay Creek. It probably would have been a road, maybe even a railroad. Horse hoof prints in the mud. I particularly like this section. We're down in a ravine. Let's go take a look at Hay Creek. Yeah, I like the hemlock stand over there, the shadiness, the ferns. It's nice and cool down here. Red sandy beach. Yeah, here's some riffles of Hay Creek. That's nice. It is extremely buggy down here. Fortunately, it seems to be just fruit flies and not mosquitoes or biting gnats. There's this downstream. Let's get out of these bugs. So another tip, if you do plan on coming here and you get anywhere near the edge of the trail or on a side trail like we did, you can expect poison ivy. So come prepared. There's something to our side. What is that? Something metal and rusted. Oh, it's an old railroad car. See that wheel? That's an interesting find. All right, continuing on the shady trail. So we're actually past the southern terminus of Route 82, the closed section of it. I love that. The rocky ledges and cliffs on the other side. The water in the shade. Have some native phlox in bloom. We've come up through the woods on the rail bed back to old Route 82. Now we need to cross Hay Creek to get back to the parking lot. On the way up, heading south, we took the Ridge Runner Trail, and now we're going to just take old Route 82 back. So if you see the big white rock, we're going to go through here along Hay Creek and use the wire crossing. I'm looking forward to this. And here is the crossing. Shall we? We are back on old abandoned Route 82. That was a fun water crossing over the cable bridge. I hope you get an opportunity to do that too. So if you see in the video, the road is paved, it's asphalt now. It looks like we're going back onto a gravel portion. It's actually an active railroad to our right for the quarry. Hay Creek with an abundance of poison ivy is to our left. Catalpa in bloom above. Now we're on the gravel. Creek looks a bit rough to the left, just on account of all the brush and the poison ivy. We're crossing Hay Creek again on an abandoned open Great Bridge. Get a nice last view. Alright, this is the last stretch back to the parking lot. Chunk of road gone. We've seen that a lot here, just chunks of the road fallen, eroded by the stream. Well, here we are back at the bridge to the parking lot. Thank you for joining us today at Hemlock State Explorer. Please like and subscribe. Please also check out our website at hemlockstateexplorer.com. Give us some feedback. What do you like? What should we do better on? And if you have any ideas where you would like us to explore and post, please reach out to us. Once again, thanks for joining us, and until next time.